Then I want to hear your objections. But one of the things that I do, I don't want it to sound like a trick, but it's a technique that I use for wizards in particular, Nick. I'll say something like, here are the 10 questions that you've asked me. I'm going to answer all of those questions for you. Before I do, I'm interested if I answer all 10 of these questions, is there anything else that would prevent you from saying yes? And so I'm starting to ask for a commitment, but in a really early and subtle way. I'm also asking the question because if there are more objections, I want to know that now. What I don't want to do is go through this list of 10 objections and then get 10 more. And so you say, if I answer all 10 of these and I, give the right answer, are there any other objections that might prevent you from saying yes? And if they say no, then I'm already ahead on the closing process.
Yeah.
If they say yes, then it's like, okay, well, let's get those on the list too.
Yeah, that's actually a very smart way. I heard this somewhere. They even have a name for it. So, in other words, this video I saw, person said, do not tackle the objections one at a time. Just tell them. In fact, he used his hand. He said, so just grab it. Just grab it. So you have anything else? Whatever they throw at you, so okay, grab it and put it in the bag. And that's okay. Anything else? Anything else? I'm going to answer every single one of these, but I want to make sure that you tell me all of them, and then I'm going to give it to you one by one.
Yeah.
And just grab. Don't get into, I think he called it like, don't get into a tennis match and then here,
Right.
you serve one and then I answer and then you serve another one. Don't get into that. Grab
I agree
everything.
with that completely. I think that's a losing proposition where first of all, you're reacting to every objection that comes out. If we can get all the objections out on the table, that allows us to do a couple of things. First of all, we can look for the categories or the themes in the objections. Okay, this one is operational. This one is implementation. This grouping is emotional. Whatever the list is, we can categorize them. And then again, we can come back and we can address from that top-down perspective. These 4 questions were very much about your concern about making a good decision. Let me give you some evidence first that reinforces you're making a good decision. Now let's take them one by one, right? And then we literally just deconstruct the objection from that perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. So, Jeff, this is almost like a sales training. Like, this is really because I have seen, first of all, nobody has ever given me this about 45, 50 minutes of talk condensed like this. There isn't any. I haven't seen anywhere. There's no course. They spread it over several weeks. I mean, of course, you can dig into every one of these, but there is no school for this either, right? So you have to really learn it from the right people. And of course, how do you know who is right? So this is such a great conversation. For me, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I want to now cover what I always call my most favorite part of every episode, where
Okay.
we get to learn about my guest. So we learned from you. So now we're going to learn about you. So tell us
Okay.
about who Jeff Harnois is. So I introduce you, of course, you love Xbox, you love
Yeah.
flying, you love,
Yeah.
but really, I want to understand how Jeff Harnois came to be. So tell us, where did you grow up? Tell us about, growing up as a kid, what it was like.
Yeah, I grew up in sort of both ends of the state of California, and that's significant because they're literally like different cultures and different countries. I started in Southern California. My father was a technician working for a company called TRW, who was a subcontractor to NASA. And so he was doing some technician work on the Apollo space missions. We had a normal home and in a neighborhood and, surrounded by the metropolis. And I think it was probably pretty traditional. But when I was in the 3rd grade, actually right before 3rd grade, we moved up to a little town in the extreme north part of California called Crescent City. So right on the coast, just 20 miles south of Oregon. very small townish. And so there was a lot of culture shock that went on during that move as a small child. But you learn more about relationships and small town values and family and all of that. And that was really good for me, I think, overall. It's where my father also started his first business. And so I got to see him, go through the process of being an employee in a variety of different jobs, relatively low level, certainly